I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit. So sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts peeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. And I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. Cause I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon.
Hey, what is going on, everybody? Hello. I am your girl, Misbehaving, and the name of this channel is Misbehaving is Fun, where I talk about real people, real problems, and real trauma. Happy, blessed Thursday. Today is October 17th, 2024. And I want to thank everyone that is here tonight. Hello, Mr. Chakra King Black. How are you? Now, is it Chakra King or is it Chirac King? Let me know. But thank you. I haven't seen you for a while. And hello, good evening, Lady B. How are you? And thank you for the prayers. But baby, everything is going to be all right. Everything is going to be all right. It is your girl, and I'm coming to you all the way live from the Palmetto State, from Columbia, South Carolina. And today is part 2 of corruption in Columbia, South Carolina. Honey, nothing beats nepotism. Nothing beats nepotism. As some of you may have noticed, I did not put down there for entertainment only, because this is not entertainment. This is real life. This is facts. This is actual and factual. This is, in the words of Mary J. Blige, baby, this is my life, my life, my life. But baby, I'm not going to let these demons get us down. But honey, you got demons everywhere, in your faces and in high places. So let me go ahead and get this disclaimer on out of the way. And we can go ahead and get started with the show. I promise not to keep you all long at all. I just want to pop my collar a little bit. I'll do it ladylike. I won't get ratchet-tatty with it. But I just want to share what's going on with me and give my supporters an update of what's going on, because I am quite certain that there are other women and men that are going through the same thing. And you may not have the money, you may not have the political connections, but baby, all you have to do is stand up for what's right and have faith, and everything is going to be all right. So baby, fair use. Fair use and good faith. This work contains fair use of copyrighted and non-copyrighted images from the public domain and the web for non-commercial and non-profit educational purposes. This work is distributed free of charge The author has neither monetized this work nor sought any profit from its distribution. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. This work contains original work of commentary and critical analysis. Quotations are attributed to the original authors and sources. And baby, I am. So, anyway, this is nepotism. So, baby, if there's anyone that is coming along afterwards and you have no idea of what nepotism is a form of basically workplace favoritism shown towards family members. And the Latin root of the word nepotism is nepos, or you might hear people say nepos, meaning nephew. Nepotism can involve any relative, including those related by marriage. Hey, how you doing, country girl queen? And how you doing? Good evening, misbehaving and regulators. Yeah, you know I gotta regulate, baby, because I'm always gonna stand on business, aka righteousness. But baby, what crossed my mind is going through court yesterday. So in the description, I put courtroom decorum, nepotism. What did I put? Deed fraud, magistrate, probate, family law. So yesterday, I went to court, and you know I pray a lot and whatever else, and I have this practice of anytime when I feel as if I'm going into war or going into battle, where I'm battling demonic forces or presence. I like to cover up my hair. I like to have my arms covered, so I wear a long sleeve shirt. So yesterday I wasn't all prettified up. I did not do my hair. What I did is I cornrowed my hair back and I put two scarves on my head. One was like a little do-rag scarf. It was satin. I tied that on my hair. And then I put the colorful scarf that I always wear or I place over my head whenever I pray. So yesterday I just went ahead and tied it down onto my head. So I go into court yesterday, and for those of you that are unaware, my son father served me with a rule to vacate to kick me out of the house that was left to our son by his mother. This is a house that was left to our son who is 13, and I have been living here for the past 2 years in the house. So his father went, had me served with a rule to vacate, and yesterday was our court date. And so in all actuality, legally, this case was not to be heard in the magistrate's court. It was supposed to been held in family court. I was able to produce and bring in proof that my son's father, as well as his sister, my son's aunt, what they did is they circumvented Richland County's judicial. Okay, I don't know. I guess I don't know. Have I been talking and you guys haven't heard anything that I've said? Can somebody tell me what's the last thing you heard? Because I got this weird message. I know my mic was unmiked, but anyway, we can cut this out and I guess I'll start back over. Look, that's the good thing about telling the truth. You always remember what you said and you don't never have to make anything up. So, anyway, this is Corruption in Columbia, South Carolina, Part 2. Nothing beats nepotism. And for those of you that are coming in, if you're unfamiliar with the term or word nepotism, nepotism is a type of workplace favoritism shown towards family members. The Latin root of the word is nepos or nepos, meaning nephew. Nepotism can involve any relative, including those related by marriage. So, in the description of this video, you'll see I put down courtroom decorum, nepotism, deed fraud, probate, magistrate, and family law. To those of you that are late, that are unaware, yesterday was my hearing date with the magistrate. My son's father had filed a rule to vacate for me to be evicted from the home, a house that was left to our son, who is 13 years old, by his father's mother. um Due to my son's father doing that and me having to look up things, I was made aware that what my son's father and his lovely sister did, keep in mind this is a woman with two daughters of her own. What they did is they utilized Richland County's judicial system to circumvent family law and probate court. What they did is they took out a quick claim deed on the house that was left to my 13-year-old son by his paternal grandmother, their mother. They took out a quick claim deed so they didn't have to go to probate court. And then they took out a loan on the house with what is it called? Cross Country Mortgage, LLC, in the amount of $125,000, $152. So let me say that again. 125,000 with a T, $152. They took out a mortgage on a house that belonged to my son. If you look at the paperwork, which I produced to the judge yesterday in the hearing, and I clearly stated that they were utilizing Richland County's judicial system to circumvent family law because the house was left to our son. By our son being a minor, any matter involving a minor here in the state of South Carolina must be heard in family law. His father admitted in court yesterday that he had gone down to family law twice. So at some point, I just sat there and I said, wow, I know that the family is politically connected. The aunt is the clerk of court. The uncle used to be a representative here in South Carolina, and a council seat has been held by a family member for many years. So I don't have any family out here. I'm depending on people to do what's right and be righteous and stand up and do what's right, but they're not. So my question is this: how is it possible that a person is told to resign their managerial position working for the housing authority here in Columbia, South Carolina, or else they'll be fired, but now they're currently holding a position with Richland County as a wage withholding clerk? You know how they're able to do that? Someone with unsavory and shifty character, someone than less than honorable morals. You know how someone is able to have a position like that? It's because of nepotism. Hey, country girl, you said sending prayers. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hey, Clyde Jones. Clyde Jones said, hello, misbehaving in chat. Clyde, I'm not going to be here too long. And I guess at some point it was, my mic was muted. I just wanted to give an update on my new series titled Corruption in Columbia, South Carolina. And this is part 2. And y'all know your girl gonna always keep it real. So the noise that you hear in the back, that is my son. And honey, I am a real person with real problem and real drama, and your girl gonna always keep it real with you. So, hey, as a mother, I make sure he's fed, bathed, and he's winding down for the night. And as long as I have this light on, this boy is going to stay awake. Hey, there go my girl, Lady D, unapologetic real talk. She said, "Hi, family. Hi, Lady D. You guys, if you have not subscribed, please check out my girl and go on over there and subscribe and show her your support. And if you have not liked this video, please like and subscribe. It is greatly appreciated." So anything, so anyway, yesterday the judge told me, the magistrate judge told me to go on over to the probate court and file a case because his hands are tied. Honey, I get up over there to the probate court and I find out that I cannot file a case because I am not the decedent's child. Although I am the mother of the decedent's grandson, my son's father or aunt has to give permission for me to open the case. So it definitely made sense why the aunt was sitting up in court yesterday laughing because she knew and they knew they had gotten away with fraud. So that is a common problem. It's not just in Columbia, South Carolina, it's all over the United States that people are committing deed fraud. What they are doing is going, if someone passed away or if someone owes taxes on the property, people are going in there and doing a quick claim deed. And the unfortunate part about it is that a lot of these people are black, they are college educated, lawyers, they get notaries, and it's like you find houses over here and I'll be the notary on yours and then you notarize mine. My son's grandmother's signature it was forged on this quick claim deed. And honey, but just like I said yesterday, Stevie Wonder could see that this paperwork was fraudulent. There is no reason in the world why my son's father and his sister, a mother with two daughters of her own, why would y'all avoid probate court? More importantly, what did y'all do with that $125,000? That's right, Clyde Jones, dirty. They some dirty mother suckers. But you know what? I have always been a fair woman and a good woman. But right now is not the time for me to stay silent. Um, let's see, at this point, I have 9 days to be out of the house. I won't be sad. I won't be defeated, but I'm going to talk every day that I'm in here, and I'm going to disclose more and more as I become aware of it. Because for the life of me, I can't understand why this case was not held in the family law court because according to South Carolina, a magistrate court handles civil cases involving property damage, injury, landlord tenant issues under the claim only if the claim is under $7,500 and in cases where the fine is no more than 2,000 in or 90 days. So I've been living up in this house for over 2 months. Not once has that meant I have never had to pay any rent or anything. And then when the judge asked me, I said, the house belongs to my son. So why would I pay rent? But let's just say that I had to pay rent. If we're going by market value, and and then I'll even be kind. I'll even go less than that. Even if we do 500 a month, that comes out to $6,000 a year. I've been here 2 years, so that would come out to $12,000. So again, the magistrate court is only supposed to handle cases under 7,500, and we did not have a tenant landlord uh, arrangement, agreement, relationship. This is a house that was left to my son, and all three of us, me, my son's father, as well as our son, all three of us lived in this house that was left to our son for the past 2 years. So I tell you, baby, These people, what you say, yep, that's wrong. It is, but that's all right. I'm gonna keep talking. Somebody will listen. Somebody will hear it. But this corruption goes deep. That's why I say, listen, black folks, you can't be a monkey see, monkey do. And I know we don't like to hear the word monkey. But too many of you black folks, you see what white people are doing and you want to copy them and imitate them. You have this lust and love for fast money and big houses and fancy cars. And you figure my white friends or my white colleagues are getting away with it. They've been doing it, so I'm going to do it too. So what do you guys do? You hop onto this scheme and you're scamming. But then guess what? When the federal government gets involved, because right now you might be getting away with it because it's on a local level, and you might even have connections statewide. I know a few of you are familiar and have a friendship with Jim Clyburn, Congressman Jim Clyburn. Honey, do you know if the FBI or whoever gets to investigating and they come after your black ass, do you think Representative Jim Clyburn, a Congressman Jim Clyburn, do you think he gonna let y'all drag him down with y'all? Baby. I don't know how long y'all been doing it and getting away with it, but you did it to the wrong one. And then you did it to your own flesh and blood. My son's aunt sat up in there with her little old dog face looking self, baby. She, honey, it, honey, I know she is the one put that man up to it, but just like I told my godmother, I said he's supposed to be a man. That's his son. This is his son. He can tell somebody no. He could have told her no. So at the end of the day, we all have choices that we make. We all have decisions that we can make. And how would he not know that any negative decision that he made against me, the mother of his child, would affect his son? I had shared yesterday, I was unaware, but I became aware once this case was filed against me, that all these years I was under the impression that my son's father and we shared joint custody of our son, because that was the agreement that I agreed to under duress back in 2012. I was the defendant in that case. My son's father was the plaintiff. So whatever my son wanted, I agreed to it because I was out here with no family with two small kids. After I agreed to that, I left and went back to California. So that's why I always tell people when I came back and they said, "Oh, I know you messing with that man. I know he still love you." I said, "Baby, I would never go back. You only get one chance to do me dirty. I will never go back. I'm just cordial with him because he is my son's father. And I'm cordial with him. I'll never forget what he did." So unbeknownst to me, we came to that agreement in 2012, but in 2013, the custody case was dismissed. Now, keep in mind, that's 2013. We are now in 2024, almost exactly 11 years later from when the custody agreement was dismissed. So, because that case was dismissed, what you say, country girl Queenie? You said, baby, they are going to get what they have coming to them. Just wait. I know it. I know it. I know it. What you say, Clyde Jones? You said right. That's going against his seed in effect. A home secure for your son. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Left by their mother. Their mother that gave birth to them left it to him. And the reason I believe that she did it is, and I know she did it in part, he's the youngest grandchild. He's named after her son as well as her husband. And she was a caregiver for him And many of you are aware that my son has Down syndrome. So when my son came back out here to stay with his father, his grandmother was the caregiver and she loved her grandson. She loved him. I know he felt that love for her and from her. She made sure he was dressed nice. I knew my son was okay. I didn't know, and that probably, that's a whole nother video, but I know she loved my son and she took care of him and he loved her because when his father shared a story with me of when his mother passed, because his mother's bedroom was right next door to his bedroom. And even while she was battling cancer towards the end, when he would come into the house. Now, this is a story that I'm sharing from my son's father sharing this story with me. Said he would get off the school bus, walk into the room, lay his head down on his granny's bed, and she would take her hand and stroke his face. She left this house for our son because she wanted to make sure that he always had a place to stay. That's why she did it, and they know that's why she did it. That's why instead of oh God, y'all lucky I'm showing you mercy because I want to say y'all name so bad. I really want to put your name out there so bad. But the soft side of me does not want to do that because the people that will be affected are your children. I don't care what happens to you, you're adult. And even though you all have adult children, your sins should not pass down to your children. That is the only reason why I'm not saying your name. But if someone happens to find out your name and put it out there, I will neither confirm nor deny it, but I won't be the one to do it. But you guys know that your mother left this house to my son. And that is why you all did not go through probate and instead you decided to do a quick claim deed to this house. So again, what did you do with that $125,000? What did you do with that $125,152? Because there have not been any repairs made to this house. There's no, it needs a new refrigerator. There's no refrigerator. It's a lot of things that need to be done to this house that it wasn't done. Your sister is living in a house that's owned by Columbia Housing Authority that she's lived in for several years. I don't even think she pays any rent. So where did the money go? Where did that $152,000 go? 125,000. Let me be specific. $125,152. Where did that money go? Did you all split it up? You, your sister, your cousin who was involved, the attorney that was the notary on the paperwork. Did she get a cut? Did your cousin get a cut? And how much did the person representing cross country mortgage, how much did they get? Because looking at the paperwork, you can tell that it was fraudulent and that it was forged. Your mother, bless her heart, bless her heart. And I know that she's not happy with everything that's going on. But yeah, what you say, Clyde, karma always come around. The ancestors will get them. That was a blessing. Yes, yes. But the ancestors will get them. And I know their mother isn't happy with what's going on, but that's okay. 9 is a lucky number. 9 is a beautiful number. 9 more days. So I will be giving you guys a video each day. And then I will also try to do a separate video, something fun and uplifting. But baby, I tell you, these folks is these folks is a mess out here, Jesus. Black folks out here doing anything for money, honey. They doing anything for money. So let me show my picture. But I forgot to tell y'all the part because I didn't get to tell y'all because I guess the mic was muted about courtroom decorum. So, baby, I have this practice where your girl, like, if I feel like I'm going into battle or war, and when I say battle or war, like, if I feel like I'm stepping into a place where there may be demonic spirits or anything, I love to have my hair covered. I have my hair covered and I have my arms covered. So I had a long sleeve shirt. I had on like a little do rag, a silk. I had my hair cornrowed back. I think I had about, I don't know how many braids I had in my hair. I put on like a satin do rag, and then I put on this colorful satin scarf. And this satin scarf that I use, I pray with that. Like, I'll cover my head and my face when I pray with that. But yesterday, I tied it on top of the black do rag. So, I tied it up. So when I went into court, I'm sitting there. So, I get up. The Madam Clerk, she mentions that if we have any evidence or something that we want to give to the other party, now is the time to do it. So I get up to give my son's father like my three exhibits. My three exhibits were when their father passed away and the house went into probate and it was passed on to their mother. And the second one was because they did not take the house into probate. When their mother passed away, instead they did the quit claim deed. I had that as exhibit B. And then for exhibit C, I had a copy of the mortgage paperwork where they took out the mortgage on the house last year. So I gave him all three copies of that. And I knew his little dog faced sister would be there somewhere in the courtroom because she's the mastermind. But then again, he's not a baby, he's a grown man, he's older than me. He can say no, and he went along with it. So I saw her in the courtroom, so I go ahead and take her copy. So I tell her good morning, and I tell her I knew you would be here, so here is your copy. I gave it to her. So then I go to sit down. I notice, she starts laughing. She's talking to a man in the courtroom, and she starts laughing. Then she looks up at the Madam Clerk, and then the sister walks out of the courtroom. A few moments later, I'm sitting there because I'm sitting like was it one, two? I think I'm sitting two rows from the front of the courtroom. So I see the Madam Clerk on a cell phone and she looks at me and she starts laughing. So in my mind, I said, don't tell me we about to come with some bullshit right now. So I said, I'm ready. I said, I'm ready. Let me see what's about to happen. She gets off the phone and then she says, if you have a headscarf on your head, you have to take the scarf off your head. If you have a hat, if you have anything on your head, you have to take it off. If not, you'll be held in contempt of court. So y'all already know your girl feeling like, okay, now if it's contempt of court, that means they're gonna kick me on out and I'm gonna lose the case. Little did I know at that time that the cards were already stacked against me. I was going to ask the judge before everything began if he was a righteous man, but several things had followed, and it told me to hush your tongue, sister, and just pay attention to the actions in the courtroom. And I'm glad I did because it told me everything I needed to know. But anyway, let's get back to the courtroom decorum. So I raised my hand. So she said yes. I said, does that include hair wigs? Because I saw a bunch of bad wigs up in there. I mean, I seen some gray wig, purple wigs, dry wigs, screen doors showing on the scalp. I mean, I saw a bunch of wigs. I mean, because she did say, now let's be fair. She did say you had to take everything off your head. So I want to know, did that imply that did that apply to hair wigs? So ooh, she got mad. and those little phony ponies that you put on the back of your head. Baby, she got mad and she said, "What is your name?" I told her my name. Next thing you know, what got your girl, that got you cracking up. I mean, I even told my daughter after court and what I said, and then my daughter said, "Well, they make you take wigs off at the airport, so why would that be a strange question to ask?" So anyway, Madam Clerk, she goes to the back. Then she comes out. Now, in the meantime, there are two young girls sitting next to me. One young lady has on a bonnet, and the other young lady has on a wig with a head with a bandana wrapped around the wig. So I don't know who these young women were, but they were young, and one of them was irritated. So anyway, Madam Clerk comes back out. So Madam Clerk, she says, calls my name, and not only does she call my name, but she calls my son's father name to come to the back. So to me, I'm like, well, what the hell? What is, we're not even sitting together. We're on opposite sides of the court. So why is she calling us to the back? So I said, oh, they want to hold this case in private because my son's father is related to the clerk of the court. So I say, oh no. So as soon as I get to the door, I said, are we coming? I don't know if I said, are we coming back here because it's the clerk of the court nephew? Or I don't know something, but I mentioned that he was related to the clerk of the court. So as I'm standing outside the judge's chamber, then here he comes in, then here come his little pug faced sister. And I said, well, what is she doing here? And she was like, I'm a witness. I'm a witness. I was like, she's not even up. She's not even on the case. She's not even on the case. I'm the defendant. He's the plaintiff. So the judge, he raises his voice. And so I just shut up. So any thoughts of me asking if he was a righteous man went out the window. That was one sign that it went out the window. Although I saw my brother rocking his wooden beads on his right wrist. I don't know what happened if he. I don't know, but. At first, I thought he was when I saw them wooden beads on that right wrist. Hey, live with loyalty. How you doing? Live with loyalty says hello, everyone. So, baby, so he says that she can be here because she's a witness. I could have brought a witness, but I couldn't understand why were all of us called to the back. So I guess the plan was to maybe hold the case in private outside of prying ears and eyes. But when I mentioned that his relation to the clerk of the court, I guess he thought against doing that, and we just gonna hear this case out in the general public. So anyway, he says, well, I heard someone, who was it that asked about wigs? He said, because I was standing right there and I heard it. So I raised my hand. I said, that was me, Your Honor. It was just a question because she said to take off your headscarf, hats, and take off anything on your head. So I raised my hand and I asked, uh, does that also apply to wigs? And he seemed as if he was irritated. He said, in the 20 years I have been doing this, nobody has ever asked anyone to take off their wig. I said, well, I was just asking, Your Honor. He said, we don't do that. I said, well, am I allowed to wear a headscarf for religious purposes? He said, well, yes, if it's religious. And he said, is your scarf religious? Now, by this time, y'all, I had already pulled everything off my head. And when I pulled it off, I said, thank God I got some hair. So if anybody does a Freedom of Information Act, baby, y'all gonna see misbehaving with these cornrows to the back, baby, looking like Queen Latifah from Set It Off, baby. But on that day, I promise you, I was going to set it off in the name of the Lord. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. But anyway, so he tells me it's just about courtroom decorum. And I tell him, okay, thank you, Your Honor. So we go back out to the courtroom. So I take my scarves and wrap them around my neck. But I know it was done to try to embarrass me. I know it was done. And so anyway, we went ahead and proceeded with the court case. But well, before I gave my testimony when we called up, I apologize. I said, Your Honor, good morning, Your Honor. I would like to apologize to you, Madam Clerk, and to the courtroom here today, to anyone I may have offended by asking my questions concerning headwear. So, he smiled at that. And so I talked to my godmother today, and she started cracking up. She said, You a fool. She said, Well, I would have said the same thing. She said, I bet they had some ugly wigs up in that church. Just look a mess. I said, Some of them did look a mess. I said, I couldn't laugh at the time because it wasn't funny. But then when you reflect on bad things, you can always laugh afterwards, baby. You can always laugh afterwards. But I tell you what, y'all, Columbia is a beautiful place. South Carolina is a beautiful state. And I won't let the fact that there are few people here, there are some people here, and it's not just a black thing, it's a white thing, it's a nepotism money thing, because you even have nepotism in high places in the federal government. Look at how President Joe Biden, how he gave his son Hunter Biden a position, and the trouble his son got into. Look how Donald Trump, former President Donald Trump, he gave all of his children positions in the federal government, and his son-in-law was, involved in things of security. So you have nepotism in everyday places, everywhere you go. But the thing is, you guys have to have integrity. You have to have some moral, and you have to do what's right. Everybody is not afforded the ability to have access to people like this, like the housing authority. And I'm gonna just go ahead and put it on out there. It's my son's aunt, the one that called me ignorant. She called me ghetto. Mind you, she doesn't even have a college degree. But just having a college degree doesn't make you intelligent or someone with class or whatever. But I'm the ignorant one. I'm the ghetto person. That and because I come from a single parent home or I was raised in a project, baby, I might be from there, but I'm not that. But there are some good people that come out of the project because, baby, you were raised in a two-parent home and you come from an esteemed family and you didn't got arrested for selling drugs. You didn't got lost your good government job doing something fraudulent over there at the housing authority, and it's only by the grace of God of your family connections and who you are related to that you are afforded the ability to still be able to have that good government job. Uh, I do believe I told y'all on January 31st, 2024, on that day when y'all came over here to this house to jump me, and y'all saw I was about to get active up in this house and fight back. Honey, I do believe I said do things the right way, the legal way. Don't cause anybody to lose their good government job. I said that back in January. But honey, y'all don't believe fat meat is greasy, and it's going to be a lot of people that have to learn the wrong way. Just like I told that nurse that called me out of the blue concerning my son wanting to do a home visit. I told her I had never heard of her, never seen her. And she told me, well, my son name just popped up on her case. I said, something is telling me to give you this word of advice. Don't you sign your name to anything concerning my son. Don't you lose your nursing license committing fraud. And that's all I'm going to tell you, baby. Because, see, people don't like when you do right. I'm not perfect, but I don't break the law. I'm not about to steal from anybody. I'm not about to bear false witness against you. Even if it means I got to get in trouble myself, I'm going to admit the role that I played. I'm never going to let anybody else take the fall because I may not be wealthy when it comes to finances, not yet, but spiritually, morally, I am wealthy beyond anyone's imagination. And I can sleep easy at night knowing that I did the right thing and I said the right thing. And when I see somebody in need, I'm going to fight for them. Because, honey, can't nobody ever take that from me, baby. And I ain't never been thirsty for a man nor money. Now, I might have a little weak spot for some good food, especially if somebody know how to cook some cornbread dressing. Baby, I got a weak spot for some cornbread dressing. But, honey, that's right. Live with loyalty. I might have a weakness for food, but baby, I ain't never got no weakness for no money. Cause I always say, honey, money corrupts. It's good to have it. I like nice things, but honey, I'm not gonna go broke getting those nice things because I'm too frugal. I be thinking about the price. When I'm going to buy something at the store, I be thinking about what can I get cheaper and how can I make it stretch and how can I make it last. But hey y'all, I done went on this tangent for a very, very, very long time. But hey, y'all, I am your girl, Misbehaving. And the name of this channel is Misbehaving is Fun, where I talk about real people, real problems, and real drama. And baby, ain't nobody mad but the devil. And if you find yourself mad at anything that Misbehaving had to say, baby, chances are the devil is you. Y'all go check out my girl. Unapologetic real talk. Go check her out. She's live and in color, baby. She'll give you a variety. She talks about reality shows. She talks about religion. She talks about any and everything, but she stands for what's right. And I want to thank one of the best moderators that I know, and that is Country Girl Queen. Boy, I tell you, and I want to thank each and every one of you that have shown your support. Y'all have a beautiful night. Cause hey, Lady D, you know it's that time. It's 9 o'clock, and at 9 o'clock, women of our age, baby, we start winding down. We start winding down. But anyway, y'all, thank y'all very, very much. Stay safe on these YouTube streets, and be thankful and grateful for what it is that you have. Good night.